This is a little video, a little description video to kind of prep you for what's coming tomorrow. And this will not be the actual size of your board. This is just for this video. Your boards are bigger and thicker and better quality wood. So your boards will be primed ahead of time. This color does not reflect on your work, so please don't worry about the color looking, like something too dark for you. We will be using pigments that's what's going to show up on your board. So they'll be primed ahead of time and taped ahead of time as well. Each person will have their own little tray with your mixing sticks, your different size cups, your alcohol ink. This is to help us make the waves at the end. Your two different blues, a little bit of sparkle dust to give your ocean kind of like a shimmer, and your cups. And your trays will be at your stations with your boards. So I talked about the resin that we will be using. Here it is again to show you guys. I will be using the bigger gallon, of course, but I used Paduo. It is bubble free. It does not have any odor. It's super clear, and it's got no VOCs, which is what could affect your respiratory system. This is why masks are not mandatory. They're optional. I don't wear it. I used to wear a mask. Sometimes I do if I'm not feeling too good, but it is optional. I will have them for you guys anyways. You'll have your gloves, your shoe coverings, your masks. I do have N95s for those of you with bigger concerns. And then your aprons, your own personal aprons. So you will not be mixing the resin tomorrow. I'm going to do the mixing for you. It is dreadful, and it is done at a consistency. It just takes too much time, causes a big mess, and just saving you some time. So I'll be mixing the resin for you. It's two parts, part A and part B. And when you mix them together, it causes a chemical reaction. And this is when the epoxy starts to warm up and harden, meaning we have to work in sync together and finish on time together, okay? So we will be splitting the resin. Let's move this over a little bit. This is going to look easy right now on video because I've been doing this for 3 years, but it is not easy. And I will be telling you tomorrow, all this will be repeated again. We will mix it in equal parts. And then you'll have enough pigment, exactly enough pigment to put in your cup that you will need. So you don't have to do any measuring either tomorrow. This one's empty. Here's a lighter blue. And here's my darker blue. So when you mix your pigments with your resin, you don't want to go too fast, or you will create bubbles. And also, mixing it fast will cause the resin to heat up faster, meaning it will cure faster. So sometimes you won't even be able to pour it because it will harden like a rock, and you don't want that to happen. So you mix, add something. And then, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but whatever drops, we do not pick it back up. If a spoon, a mixing stick falls, we don't pick it back up. If you drop a, resin, we leave it, it hardens. I peel it later, and I use it for other art purposes. So after the resin is mixed, we're going to let it sit just for a few minutes while I go over some things with you guys. And the reason why I do that is if you look closely, you'll see bubbles. Even though it says bubble free, you're still gonna get micro bubbles. So I like for them to, you know, come up to the top. That way they can just pop when they get up to the surface. So we'll let it sit for a little bit. We'll talk for a little bit. All right, so the resin's been sitting for about 10 minutes, and that's just perfect enough time for me. So what I like to do is I like to start at the far end, and it's all on how you pour. If you pour fast, your resin's just gonna spread and fall off. Resin is always spreading until it is completely cured. It will keep spreading. So I always start at the center and very slowly. And don't worry about it falling through the hole. Just keep pouring your dark. Wow, look at that. And it will spread out regardless. And then we do our light color. And I like to start here. This is an exclusive video. Please do not share it. It was done specifically for this group. My methods are only shared in workshops. And if you see I'm going in like a wavy form, that's just to create my natural waves. And then you take the rest of it. And once you start on this, you'll kind of get the feel for it, for the design, how you want it to go. So I go over my light with my dark just a little bit in a wavy motion. And then I go back over here, and whatever is left, I just put it on very slowly. Time is everything with this. All right. And then we're just gonna let it sit there for about, I don't know, 40 minutes, and hopefully the food will be there by that time. And then with our mixing spoons, we'll start to create our wave design. I like to mix the dark with the light. Kind of keep it looking fun and pretty. I love this blue. It will keep spreading by itself. Whatever falls on the sides, we'll just rub on the corners with our fingers to make sure we have a nice even coat. You gotta be very gentle with it. If you're, artistic, you can create some big waves. Regardless, the resin will continue to move and the design will continue to change and do what it wants, and that's the most beautiful part of this. All right. It's been about 30 minutes. So now we're creating our wave. So we drop 1, 2, 3 drops of alcohol ink in the cup, in a little cup, and we mix that. And we want this to look thick. We don't want it to look thin, so that's way too thin. Okay, so we add a little bit more of ink, but a little bit goes a long way, so we gotta be really careful. See, now it's becoming that thick white that I need. And then the first wave always goes at the edge of your design, very gently, very, very, very slowly. And push it up. Don't worry about creating a design here. All you gotta do is put the wave in, that's all. And it will go into the blue and start spreading out. So I love waves. Put another one right here. Like that. And just let it do its thing. And then I use the dryer to push it up, so we're gonna wait another, I don't know, 15 minutes and see what happens. All right, so I did go ahead and mix a little more of my ink with some resin, and I'm gonna put another thicker layer right under that one. There we go. And again, please do not share this video with anyone. All right, and after that happens, we wait a little bit longer. You can grab a new clean stick and kind of mess with your board, you know, just to create a design that you want. I like to create a nice little wavy design. And after some time has passed, I will put a final wave at the edge, very, very slowly, and just let it sit. Create another one here. And that's all. And then we create our cups. Make sure that we get some resin on the edges. If not, we take some from our cups and we place it on here. Ladies, please, please, please don't hesitate to ask me any questions. Write them down, ask them during the workshop, because it's better if we do it with a visual. And that's it. See you guys tomorrow.